stress. It's the feeling that can make your mouth dry, your palms sweaty, your heart race, and your mind whirl. But what exactly is stress? And is there a way to manage it? Stay tuned to find out. I'm Yong Pratt, Chief Conscious Body Catalyst here at Illuminating You Productions. We guide passionate female entrepreneurs to step more confidently into the spotlight of the life they know they're meant to live, and we help them to fully embody who they're designed to be. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of stress, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you're always notified of stress-busting content here at Illuminating You Productions. Stress is a word that gets tossed around all the time in our culture. But what exactly is it? In preparation for this video, I went to Google and typed in the phrase, "What is stress?" And I got back in response 5.5 billion, yes, billion with a B, responses. It is a fascinating topic for sure, and there are so many people on the planet wondering the same thing I was. The reality is that everyone experiences stress to some degree. Like everything in life, it is our reaction to our perceived stressors that really determine the impact of those stressors on our body. Stress is a natural response that dates back to our caveman days when encountering a saber-toothed tiger really meant going into survival mode. Fast forward to today, and stress can be triggered by a number of things. Anything from a tight deadline, a relationship challenge, worrying about future events, or trying to control something in your life. When stress hits, our bodies gear up for action. It's like a symphony orchestra comes to attention and starts playing all together, directing different neurotransmitters and chemicals in our bodies, so our bodies react in the sake of self-preservation. Now, you may be wondering, who the heck is running this symphony orchestra inside of your body when you're under stress? That would be your nervous system. And your nervous system has two different branches. One is the sympathetic nervous system. That is your fight or flight response. That's the one we're most familiar with. The other branch is the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the response for us to rest and digest. So these two parts of our nervous system come together, and the way they work is very cyclical in nature. We have a stressor, we go through fight or flight, and then we go into rest and digest. However, because we are bombarded by stressors, we don't always make it to the rest and digest phase, meaning that some of us walk through life with our on switch stuck in that position, so that we're constantly in fight or flight and our bodies never get to relax. And that leads to lots of exhaustion and really using up our body's energy reserves, which makes us less prepared to deal with any future stressors. The good news here is that you, my friend, have the capacity to influence how the nervous system responds to stress. It's like you are being able to control the volume of the symphony going on inside of your body. You can choose to turn it down so that you can complete the cycle of stress. So you're not always stuck in that go, 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 fight or flight response. The fun part here is you get to choose your adventure. And as you move through life and you move from season to season, you may discover that what worked before may not work as well or not at all as you're in another season. And that is just part of the adventure. I invite you to create this mental virtual toolkit, if you will, of different strategies and techniques you can use and literally pull out at a moment's notice when you are encountering a stressor in your life. Now, in future videos, we will talk about how to do just that, to create your toolkit of techniques to help you de-stress. Now, when we engage in activities that help us to turn down the volume, It's almost like we are giving our parasympathetic nervous system a power boost. And when I say that, it reminds me of playing video games, back in the 80s and the 90s, when you could get extra power boosts by having your character do extra things. And helping your nervous system regulate is like that. You're giving it a little boost. Turning down the volume is part of the cycle of stress, and we really never learn to do it, right? I mean, who of us, I would love to know in the comments below, who of us has learned to actively take a part in stress reduction? In our society today, we are taught, we are conditioned to push a little harder, to hustle, to use our thinking minds to logic everything. This is why it's more important than ever to cultivate practices to help us turn down the volume or turn it off so that we can complete the cycle and allow our bodies to rest. And I know rest in our society often is a 4-letter word, and badges of honor are given to people who get little rest. However, I'll be the first to admit that when you live in a state of perpetual stress, it is exhausting and it's no fun to be there. And I definitely would not wish that on anybody. So please hear this. Please hear me lovingly inviting you to allow yourself to rest. The more we can practice these techniques and become mindful of our levels of stress and learn to counteract them, that's when we can reshape our perception of stressors so that they feel more manageable and we are more resilient when future stressors arrive. Anything that allows you to get out of your thinking mind and into your sensing body is really going to serve you so well. The more you can train your nervous system to respond to stress by completing the cycle, the better you're going to be at managing your levels of stress. Stress management can be simple if we let it be. If you're anything like me, you tend to overcomplicate things. So I want to peel back all the layers and just say, let's search for the most simple, most direct path to being less stressed. Now, the simplest way I have found that works for me is to manage my stress is to really tune into my body. When we're pushing and hustling and grinding, we're essentially disconnecting our minds from our physical bodies. We lose track of the sensations we feel. We don't feel them as strongly. We dampen down things like intuition. What if instead of letting your body be led by stress through the day, you set a timer and you said, okay, when the timer goes off, I'm going to stop. It really can be as simple as being mindful to your feelings, the sensations in your body, and your emotions that you're experiencing. And I want you to experience them fully because we're often also not taught to experience and express them fully. Learning to listen, to feel, and sense with our whole bodies really is a practice. This is the one practice for me that changed everything when it came to my stress response because for so long, I lived in that heightened state of stress. I really had to stop and be really hyper-vigilant about learning to trust my body's signals again because I had been so good at turning them off and ignoring them. By understanding how you can harness the potential of your own nervous system, you can navigate stress with greater ease. Now, if you have found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow stress warriors. And as always, hit the subscribe button so you can join us here at Illuminating You Productions on our journey to stress smarter and live a vibrant life. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.